The incentives for playing along with the social matrix are money, approval, friends, love, status, fame, and various kinds of rewards, or rather awards, sex, luxury, fun, entertainment, power, control over others, and a sense of purpose and meaning. This is what the real payoff is from playing this game. This is how the game hooks you. And you might wonder, well, Leo, that sounds great. What's wrong with that? What if I just play the game like everybody else? You could do that. That's what most people do. 99% of people do that. That's exactly what the system was designed for. But maybe you want something more out of life than those things. Maybe you can intuit that there's something more to be had from life. Maybe there is a higher purpose. Maybe there is a higher meaning, a transcendental meaning. Maybe there is truth with a capital T. Maybe there's love with a capital L. Maybe there's consciousness with a capital C. Maybe there's genuine happiness with a capital H, which cannot be found within the social matrix, because after all, if genuine happiness in any way depends upon access to genuine truth, then you're never going to find it in the social matrix, because the social matrix is not true. It's a self-constructed survival mechanism. It's a house of cards. It's a self-deception. So you have to wonder, what are the costs of self-deception? Do you think self-deception has no costs? If you think that, you're a fool, and you should join your fellow fools in this game. You'll be happy. But if you're too wise and too intelligent to think that, if you could intuit that self-deception must have a cost, falsehood must have a cost, you might figure, maybe you don't want to pay that cost. Maybe that cost is too great. Maybe you don't want to live a false life. Maybe the false life is fool's gold. Maybe it seems like it's going to work. It seems like it's going to pay you off with money and approval and status and fame and sex and luxury. But maybe these things aren't all they seem. Maybe none of them will satisfy you. Maybe the only thing that will really satisfy you is the truth. The real truth. Maybe that's what's missing amongst your family and friends and coworkers who are living their life like zombies. Maybe there are hidden costs to living life unconsciously. Maybe also humanity needs to evolve and wise up collectively and clear up this collective delusion. Otherwise, we're going to crash and burn as a species. And maybe you don't want to participate in that foolishness. Maybe you want to be part of the next wave, the next generation, the next evolutionary developmental step of mankind, which recognizes all of these internal contradictions and deceptions and takes responsibility for them and starts the process of cleaning it up collectively and individually. It has to start at the individual level, but then once you clean yourself up a bit, you can start to work on the collective level. And hey, maybe that's what mankind has been doing for the last couple thousand years. It's just a slow, very drawn out, gradual process. After all, we've come a pretty long way from the Dark Ages. We no longer use leeches. We don't burn witches at the stake anymore. We don't stone homosexuals anymore. We don't have slavery anymore. We don't have child labor anymore. We don't have 80-hour work weeks anymore. We've removed many superstitions we used to have. We're not as violent as we used to be. So we've made progress. And what did that progress entail? Maybe that progress entailed cleaning up this social matrix, evolving the social matrix into something better. And maybe it's not about destroying the social matrix, but improving it. Maybe what human civilization evolution is about birthing a collective hive mind which is truthful, selfless, conscious, and loving. And that then this collective hive mind is what guides all the individual minds who are born into it up to its level. Rather than dragging them down, lifting them up. And then who knows what this collective hive mind could turn into in 1,000 years, in 5,000 years, what it could become. With technology and with virtual reality and with brain implants and neurolinks and whatever else is going to happen, DNA and gene splicing and crazy stuff is going to happen. Who knows where that ultimately evolves to and leads to? It certainly seems like society is not just a mistake. It's not just an aberration. It's not just a cancer on this planet, even though it might seem that way sometimes. Maybe you can intuit that society is like the next stage of what evolution is doing. Sort of like evolution evolved first to like live in the ocean as little single cell organisms. Then there was a quantum leap in evolution from single cell to multi-cell organisms. That was a radical change. And then from multi-cell organisms to like actual animals, like a fish. That was a huge quantum leap for evolution into something higher order. And then even those fish, those individual fish, they evolved into something like schools of fish working together. And that was like a leap as well. A social domain was evolved. And then beyond that, we got mammals and stuff. And then beyond that, we got humans. And that was sort of a quantum leap above the animals. And maybe there's a quantum leap that comes after humans. And maybe humans are actually conscious participants in that next quantum leap. And maybe you are going to be one of the major early players in that quantum leap. Just being able to see it with your mind already is part of that leap. Because most humans are such zombies. They're so brainwashed that they can't even see anything beyond themselves or their petty little life. They don't see something bigger going on here.